choosing where they'll go to college. We've got a story for you about how hard freshman year can be, especially for athletes. Kayleen Wells-Bracken was a standout lacrosse player in high school, but the transition to a Division I program at Vanderbilt University wasn't easy. So halfway through her freshman season, she made the very difficult decision to take a break from the sport to take care of her mental health. She says she was one of the lucky ones who had coaches who supported her without judgment or penalty. Now Bracken has written an open letter imploring coaches and colleges to consider that inside of every student athlete there is just a kid, a person who might really need your help. This morning, a collegiate athlete speaking up, urging schools, coaches, teammates, and parents to focus on the mental health of student athletes.
What can we parents and administrators and teammates and coaches do to help?
So I want for student athletes and for parents to have an open communication. One of my favorite things to tell myself if I'm not succeeding in the way I want to, I'll put my hands on my heart and I'll say, I love you and I'm listening. And I want people to experience that from their coaches and administrators. I want there to be grace on all ends.
When Kayleen Wells-Bracken was a freshman at Vanderbilt University, she struggled with depression, saying her life became defined by her successes or failures on the field. She says her coaches were supportive, though, when she made the difficult decision to step away from the team.
If I had a good day at practice, I was happy, and if I had a bad day at practice, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was investing so much of my worth in lacrosse.
Now Bracken is opening up about her personal experience, writing an essay called A Letter to College Sports, saying, quote, I want coaches to look at players like humans rather than commodities. I want athletic administrations to recognize that the pressure they impose on these young adults is intolerable.
I'm so grateful people are listening. I had a father reach out to me and tell me that after reading the essay, he drove 2.5 hours to his daughter's lacrosse practice and waited outside to give her a hug. Oh. And it was the most beautiful thing because it's exactly why I wrote it.
In her letter, Bracken mentioning college athletes like Stanford soccer star Katie Meyer and Duke lacrosse player Morgan Rogers, who both died by suicide, saying when she hears stories like theirs, she feels fear because, quote, it scares me so much to wonder if it could have been my team, if it could have been me. But Bracken says she was one of the lucky ones, receiving the support and time that she needed from her team and her coaches. And as a result, she is once again on the playing field, feeling strong both mentally and physically. She writes, quote, I was able to navigate my way out of the darkness instead of letting it consume me.
And that's what you'd like other schools to do, to follow Vanderbilt's lead in that capacity?
I want other coaches to just say, hey, how can I be here for you? Because I never, ever want a coach or a parent or a teammate to see a situation like Katie Meyer or Morgan Rogers and say, I wish I had done more.
Kayleen says she was always able to be honest about her mental health with the Vanderbilt coaches without being worried it would be seen as a weakness. She says Coach Hewitt is good at taking off the coaching hat and putting on the mom or mentor hat. Her plea, and I'm quoting Kayleen here, is that she wants other coaches to take off that coaching hat as well. Hang it up every once in a while and say, hey, how can I be here for you? What do you need? And then hear the student, hear the child. She stated in that open letter, she started the open letter with this quote, we have to put the person before the student or the athlete, otherwise we are at risk of losing all three.
A real model of how to handle it.
Yep.
Yeah. Vanderbilt, too, for not penalizing her.
Absolutely.
Because they couldn't take her